Do you have a headache right now? Not later, not yesterday, right now. Then pay very close attention, because one of the biggest mistakes people make when they get a headache is treating the pain without understanding the cause. And that mistake keeps millions trapped in the same cycle: pain, relief, pain again, relief again. Then the headache comes back, stronger, more frequent, more frustrating. Here's the truth. Most headaches are not random. Your body rarely does anything without a reason. A headache is often your body's warning signal, a message, a red flag, a flashing dashboard light telling you something isn't right. Yet most people never ask the most important question: why is this happening? Instead, they focus only on one thing: how do I make it stop? Let me be clear. Wanting relief is normal. Nobody enjoys headache pain. Nobody enjoys feeling pressure behind their eyes. Nobody enjoys struggling to concentrate. Nobody enjoys feeling like every sound is louder than normal. But if you only focus on stopping the pain, you may miss the real problem completely. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. By the end of this video, you'll understand the most common headache triggers, what actually happens inside your body during a headache, what steps can help relieve the pain, and when a headache becomes a warning sign you should never ignore. Because nobody tells you this. The difference between a headache that goes away and a headache that keeps coming back often comes down to understanding the cause. Let's challenge a common belief. Many people think headaches happen because something is wrong with their head. That sounds logical. After all, the pain is in your head. Right? Not necessarily. This is where things get interesting. A headache may be felt in your head, but the trigger may come from somewhere completely different. Your neck, your eyes, your muscles, your sleep habits, your hydration level, your stress level, even your eating patterns. Think about that for a second. The pain you are feeling in your head may actually be the result of choices and habits that happened hours earlier. Maybe even yesterday. Here is a simple example. Imagine someone sleeps only 5 hours. They wake up tired, they skip breakfast, they drink coffee. They stare at screens all day, they barely drink water, they spend hours under pressure at work. By evening, they develop a headache. Most people blame the headache itself. But the headache is only the final result. The real story started many hours before the pain appeared. That is why treating headaches can be so frustrating. The pain feels sudden, but the causes often build slowly, silently, in the background. And unless you identify those causes, the cycle repeats itself over and over again. Meet Sarah. She is not a real person, but her story represents millions of people. Sarah wakes up exhausted. She immediately checks her phone. Emails, messages, notifications. Stress starts before she even gets out of bed. She rushes to work. Breakfast gets skipped. Coffee becomes breakfast. The morning becomes afternoon. The afternoon becomes evening. Hours pass. No real meal. Almost no water. Her shoulders are tight. Her neck hurts. Her eyes feel strained. But she ignores it. Because she is busy. Then it happens. A dull ache begins behind her eyes. At first, she ignores it. 30 minutes later, it is worse. An hour later, she can't focus. 2 hours later, she is searching online for headache remedies. Sound familiar? For many people, headaches aren't mysterious. They're predictable. The problem is that most people never connect the dots. They only notice the pain. They don't notice everything that happened before it. And that is why headaches often feel uncontrollable, when in reality, many triggers are hiding in plain sight. So what actually causes headaches? Let's start with one of the biggest causes: dehydration. Your brain depends on proper hydration. Even mild dehydration may contribute to headache symptoms in some people. And here is the scary part. Many people walk around mildly dehydrated every day without realizing it. Now add stress. Stress changes the way your body functions. Muscles tighten, heart rate increases. Stress hormones rise. Over time, tension builds, especially in the neck, shoulders, jaw, and scalp. Then there is poor sleep. Sleep isn't just rest. Sleep is recovery. When sleep quality drops, your sensitivity to pain can increase. Your ability to manage stress decreases. Your body's systems become less efficient. Now, let's add another trigger: screen time. Most people spend hours looking at phones, tablets, and computers. Eyes become strained, blinking decreases. Posture worsens. Neck muscles become overloaded. And slowly, headache symptoms begin developing, but we're not done. Because hunger can also play a role. When meals are skipped, blood sugar levels may fluctuate. For some individuals, this can contribute to headache symptoms. Now imagine all these triggers occurring at the same time. Poor sleep, stress, screen time. Dehydration, missed meals. Suddenly a headache doesn't seem random anymore. Let's talk about what is actually happening inside the body. Pain is communication. Your nervous system constantly gathers information. When something becomes excessive, strained, irritated, or imbalanced, pain signals may be generated. During certain headaches, muscles around the scalp, neck, and shoulders may become tense. In other cases, blood vessel activity changes. In some situations, nerve pathways become more sensitive. The important thing to understand is this: a headache is not one single condition. It is a symptom. And symptoms can have many causes. That is why what works for one person may not work for another. Let me be clear. The internet loves simple answers. But biology is rarely simple. A headache caused by dehydration is different from a headache caused by poor sleep. A headache triggered by muscle tension is different from a headache triggered by eye strain. A headache related to illness is different from a headache related to stress. Different causes, different solutions. Which is why blindly copying someone else's remedy may not solve your problem. You must identify your trigger, because once you understand the trigger, you gain control. Now let's discuss something that surprises many people: the medication trap. This topic doesn't get enough attention. Pain relievers can be useful when used appropriately. But here is what many people don't realize. Using certain headache medications too frequently may contribute to medication overuse headaches in some individuals. Think about the cycle. You get a headache. You take medication. The headache improves. A new headache appears. You take medication again. The cycle continues. Eventually, it becomes difficult to know whether the headache is coming from the original problem or the repeated medication use. Nobody expects this because it seems backward. But sometimes the thing helping you temporarily can create new problems when overused. That is why understanding the root cause matters so much. Relief is important, but prevention is even more powerful. So what should you do when a headache starts? First, hydrate. Not tomorrow, not later. Now, if dehydration is contributing to the problem, hydration may help. Second, evaluate your last meal. Have you eaten recently? If not, consider a balanced meal or snack. Your brain requires energy. Third, move. A short walk can help reduce physical tension and improve circulation. Fourth, check your posture right now. Are your shoulders elevated? Is your neck leaning forward? Are you staring down at your phone? Poor posture creates stress on muscles that support the head. Fifth, reduce sensory overload. Turn down bright lights. Lower unnecessary noise. Step away from screens. Give your nervous system a chance to recover. Sixth, practice slow breathing. Stress and physical tension often reinforce one another. Breaking that cycle can sometimes reduce symptoms. Seventh, prioritize sleep tonight. Not next week, tonight. Quality sleep is one of the most powerful recovery tools available. And finally, track your headaches. This step changes everything. Write down when the headache happened, what you ate, how much you slept, your stress level, how much water you drank, how much screen time you had. After several weeks, patterns often become obvious. And once patterns become obvious, prevention becomes possible. But wait, before you assume every headache is harmless, you need to know something important. Most headaches are not medical emergencies. But some are. And recognizing the difference matters. A sudden headache that reaches maximum intensity within seconds or minutes should never be ignored. Neither should headaches accompanied by confusion, weakness, difficulty speaking, vision loss, seizures, loss of consciousness. or severe neurological symptoms. These situations require immediate medical attention. Let me be clear. If something feels dramatically different from your normal headache experience, take it seriously. Trusting your instincts and seeking medical care can be life-saving. Here is the reality nobody wants to hear. There is no magic cure, no miracle supplement, no secret trick, no single solution that works for every headache. And that is actually good news. Because it means the answer isn't hidden. The answer is usually found in your habits. Your sleep, your hydration, your stress management, your posture, your nutrition, your daily choices. Most people spend years searching for a miracle solution. Meanwhile, the biggest contributors are sitting right in front of them every day. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is awareness. The more aware you become, the more control you gain. And control is what every headache sufferer is really looking for. Let's finish with one powerful idea. Stop asking, how do I get rid of this headache? And start asking, what is this headache trying to tell me? That question changes everything, because headaches are often information, signals, clues, messages. When you learn to listen, patterns emerge. When patterns emerge, prevention becomes possible. And when prevention becomes possible, your relationship with headaches can completely change. Let me be clear. Some headaches require professional evaluation. Persistent headaches, severe headaches, unusual headaches, or headaches that continue worsening over time should always be discussed with a healthcare professional. This video is for educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more evidence-based health content. And now I want to hear from you. What triggers your headaches most often? Stress, lack of sleep, screen time, dehydration? Leave your answer in the comments below. Your experience may help someone else understand their own symptoms. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.